Now I'd like to ask Saami Khalifian, Atul Nakhasi, and Ralph Passarella, medical students all at Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore, to come in. The name of their since fittingly this is the last one we're announcing tonight, their commitment name is ShoutOut. In 2007, a survey conducted by the Baltimore City Health Department showed that more than a third of the adults in Baltimore are obese. Over the past decade, obesity increased among adults by nearly 50%, at the same time that fruit and vegetable consumption has decreased by 25%. So we need to both change eating and exercise habits, and we also know that for Americans at risk of obesity, the single most effective way to exercise is for a friend or relative to do it with you. Now, I have a partnership with the American Heart Association called the Alliance for a Healthier Generation. We have made agreements with soft drink manufacturers that have reduced by 88% the total volume of calories going into school soft drinks in our schools. We've reduced the volume of calories going in from snack foods. We have gotten the healthiest school lunch options consistent with the new U.S. Department of Agriculture guidelines available at the same cost to rural schools that otherwise would not have been able to purchase them. We have 11,000 schools in a coalition teaching exercise habits, but this has got to be done on a community basis. I'm telling you, this is the #1 public health problem in America. We are at risk of raising the first generation of Americans who will have shorter lives than their parents because obesity leads to type 2 diabetes, which the American Medical Association, something they will soon join, doubtless, said a couple of years ago can no longer be referred to as type 2, as adult onset diabetes. Type 1 diabetes is the kind you're born with. Type 2 diabetes is the kind you get from living. We have had in Washington and New York, not far from where my office is in Harlem, in the last 2 years, 2 9-year-old girls with type 2 diabetes. So Ralph, Atul, and Saami recently created ShoutOut. It is a commitment to combat obesity by providing residents with a social network to help promote healthy lifestyles, given their time constraints, their mobility constraints, and their financial constraints. If they do this, then every United States that has a medical school will have no choice but to do the same, or at least if they don't, they'll have no. Therefore, the potential impact of this endeavor goes far beyond the city limits of Baltimore and will have a great deal to do with what kind of future this country has. So thanks, guys, and don't feel any pressure, but you're carrying the whole future of America on your shoulders. Thank you. Thank you. I remember that. Thank you. Political event, I can't repeat what he just said to me.